just a bloke in a bar.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of The Locker Room. I'm here with Corey Harawira-Naera. I apologise, bro.
Yeah.
I've been going through it. Before the cameras were on, I was trying as hard as I could to get it. How annoying? I'm sure it's not annoying, but is it frustrating when you just sit there going, bro, that you butchered that?
Nah, I've heard some shockers over there, especially 20s, like coming through sort of like a new kid. No one really knew who I was, so no one had practice at the name, but just the R's, like we roll our R's back home, so a lot of people struggle with that. So Harawira-Naera, like I've had some shockers, man. So
what's crazy is I think it was before I went to New Zealand. This just shows that I guess it's different time as well. The internet wasn't around as much, but I like Maori and then Māori. I didn't know that like they were the same thing.
Yeah.
And so I just wasn't educated in it. You know, so I was from Australia. I didn't even, for example, in school, we didn't even get taught about the Indigenous culture. We got taught about the Dreamtime.
Yeah.
But like, there was no like teaching of like, this is their traditions and this is where they come from. Yeah. And so obviously I'm not going to know about the Indigenous culture of New Zealand. But yeah, that was something that it was really interesting to learn when I did go to New Zealand.
It's quite mainstream, like how to pronounce everything. Everyone kind of knows how to, like even if you're, you know, from like a weird background like Pakistani or whatever, like a lot of them sort of know like, you know, how to say kia ora properly or like it's just generalised, and that's something that I'm quite sad about Australia, that they don't embrace the culture as much because like coming from a background where we do embrace it. Like I went to like kindy where everything was like spoken and taught in Māori, so like it's just sort of second nature to know what people are talking about and stuff like that. But yeah, it is a bit saddening to see that, you know, the culture over here is not embraced as much.
Oh, it's you look at New Zealand, you're like, they did it not perfectly. There's still so much going on, but it is so much more just one. You know what I mean? Like it's more connected in a sense that whether you're a white kid, you know, growing up in New Zealand or Pakistani or Indian, you have a really good understanding, or a relatively good understanding of the heritage of the land.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas like in Australia, as I said, like I grew up and the way I learned about the Indigenous culture was changing from soccer to footy. And I got taken in by an Indigenous family, like, because then I just became mates with them. Yeah. And I didn't even think about it until I would speak to them over beers or whatever, and they would talk about this, that, and I was like, bro, I don't know any of this stuff.
Yeah, I know. It's quite raw sometimes, when you have no idea.
Yeah, and you feel like a little bit disrespectful, but you're also like, well, I just hadn't been taught.
Yeah, well, you don't know. Like, it's not the way you've sort of been brought up. Like, even back home, you go to most schools, and you got like little white kids, you got little, you know, African kids doing the haka. Yeah. Like before first 15 rugby games. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just embracing more back home. Yeah. That's something I'm proud of as well.
Yeah, it's good. They did it well. They integrated it early rather than waiting until
it was too late.
Yeah. It's like let's say. If you're in Australia, if you would to integrate the Indigenous culture into like school curriculum, people would suck about it and like be like, "Oh, why are you changing this, that?" And it's like, fuck, they're like the oldest culture in the world. Like, there's so much to offer. Anyway,
it is what it is.
It is what it is. How you been, bro? You know, obviously we spoke about struggled at the start of the year, the Bulldogs, and then end of the year,
pretty well,
did really well, and I mean, the confidence you would have got from that would have been massive. Was it? If you could sum up the year in a sentence, what do you reckon it would be?
One good half, one shit half.
Yeah.
We just, I don't know, at the beginning of the year, like, pre-season went really well, but slowly as we got towards the first game, like, there was sort of a sense of like, frick, do we really know what we're doing? And that's pretty much how it looked the first few games. And then, you know, like, me included, a few boys got dropped, you know, form was up and down. And then, I don't know, just after that origin period, we just hit our straps and everyone that was in the team just played well, and it just rolled on to every game. We're like, oh yeah, like, we beat da-da-da, and then next game, like, got Sharks, and like, oh, we probably can beat them, and like, it just couldn't stop the ball rolling, and it was an ugly start, but got to be proud of the finish, because, you know, after that start, everyone probably would have thought we would have got the spoon, so.
Oh, 100%, like, I was like, midway through the year, I was like, fuck, they're probably, like, guaranteed, and then you played the Storm, and I was like, fuck, like, they're, like, I think you lost by 10 points or something like that, and I was like, fuck, like, if you can do that to the Storm, down in Melbourne, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was like around 5 or something like that. That was quite early in the season, but like that proved what we could do, and we were really on the same page, and everything just went really well that game. But then we played like Roosters and didn't play that well, but they cleaned us up over at SCG, and then we played them at home, and same thing, we only lost by like 8 points, but like to go good against those kind of teams when our form, like, as a team wasn't that good, like, it was pretty good. Like, it was pretty.
And what was the feeling like when there was a chance you could make the finals?
Yeah, it was crazy. Like me personally, I was like, yeah, mathematically, but I'm not going to look too much into it. We just keep winning. So then you're like, shit, like the chances start going like a bit bigger every game. And I think we got, so the Cowboys obviously killed us, but yeah, like it was crazy. Like if we would have won that, like we could have been like one win out from being like, would have been like 12 points outside the 8 to being like 2 points within making it. Like,
bro, could you imagine if you just made the 8?
I don't think our 4-0 games would have held. Like we got pumped those first few games, but I think that if that was a lot better, we probably would have been a chance. But yeah, it was.
Bro, that was hectic because you just as you get to the end of the year, you have this like sense of like you put in your head like this is the teams that are most a chance. And then this is the teams that, like, they haven't had the best start to the season. But, yeah, you guys out of nowhere just was like...
Yeah, we just slowly started closing the gap. And, like, I guess the more we started winning, the more the media, like, the fans started talking about, like, it's a possibility. Yeah. But, like, it's kind of hard to blank that all out when, like, it's pretty much everywhere. Like, it's all over social media.
I don't know how you do it.
Like, you got family asking about it. You reckon you can make it? Like, obviously you want to say yes. But
you don't also want to get ahead of yourself.
But then you got, like, still another 6 games to go in the season. So,
right.
But, we've got some pretty good scalps at that back end. But, like, we crewed a few, teams' chances of making the finals, which is, like, good in a way. But, like, sad at the same time. Like, if we could beat them, frick, we should have been there, like, in their position. So, like, it was hard. But
the boogeyman just, like, ruining teams' dreams, watching blokes, like, be like, wow.
Yeah, 100%.
And so, for yourself, the year you come from Penny Panthers and what was strange is, like, at the start of the year, and obviously you wouldn't look at this personally, but, like, the start of the year, you would have looked at it and be like, oh, fuck, maybe... Should I stay? Should I go? Like, I know you wouldn't have thought that, but from the outside looking, the perspective would have been like, oh, he's gone to the Doggies going worse. But you guys actually finished higher than Penny Panthers?
I think we've 2 points behind them.
2 points behind.
Like, they watched the Knights game. The Knights game when they ended up cleaning them up the last game.
And they got ahead.
Yeah, we're on the same points before that. But, like, it was good to see them, like, close out the season like that, but that 7-game skid they had at the beginning of the year, like, it was hard to watch. Like, mates, but they're trying their asses off it. Just passes behind. Like, it was just like little things that were just letting them down. Because, like, talking to them over preseason, like, they had a harder preseason than we had with Hook. And Hook, like, we just ran with Hook, and that was hard. But they done a lot of, like, wrestle and that. So I was like, oh, they're going to be better than, like, last year. But yeah, that skid at the beginning of the season pretty much what crewed their season. Like, if they would have won one of those games, they probably would have been in finals. Like, that's all it would have took. Like, it's crazy. Like, you go back, even we do. Like, we go back and, like, we played Raiders and they had like 6 boys out, and we should have beat them. And that was the first game I got dropped to. So I was dirty. Like, I was watching. I was like, oh, we should have won that. And that's the game we could have. Like, I think every team that didn't make it, like, looks back at the games that we should have won and got us there. But
100%. So take us back to a young Corey. You said you were born in Auckland, but you grew up in North.
Yeah, I can't even remember. I would have been like not even 1, 2 maybe, and we're up north, so everything I know is up north. Everything I remember is from up there. Just grew up pretty much, everyone knew everyone, cousins, down at the creek, swimming, rugby always, bull rush at half, like at lunchtime at school.
So rugby union?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I grew up, like, mum was league, I don't know why, I think because she grew up in Auckland, so, like, she's massive, bar fan, like, she loved Terry Lamb.
Oh, really?
She's coming over, so I'm not trying to tee up for her to meet her, take a few photos,
but
she always went on, like, being young, like, my era is like Manu Vatuvai, Francis Smalley, Brent Webb, but
Brent Webb was a gun, man. He was a gun.
He was. I feel like he was a lot. Like, they've had some really good fullbacks in the years, the Warriors, like Kevin Locke, Fisiahi, man. Frick, these guys are speedsters, man.
Bro, Fisiahi was so talented. What's he doing now?
I don't know. He went to Union and then maybe he might be over in Europe. I don't know. I haven't really tracked him within the last 4 years, but he was killing on the Fan Warriors, man. Like,
man, he was just like, he just had kind of everything. Ball playing, fan, footwork, quick.
They've been through some really good players over there, man. Like fullback and centres, like Connie. I remember Sortonga Licky. He was a beast back in the centres.
Wingers as well.
Yeah, exactly. Manu.
And then I got, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. He was a top try scorer, like.
Fisitor.
Yeah. Like crazy.
Well, he got injured this year, but that's why he's probably had
quite a year.
But Mum was the real hardcore league fan, but we'd never had league up north. Like, we had like little reps. We just get to get pumped by all the Auckland teams. Like, so you don't really enjoy it. Like, I wanted to play, but it wasn't enjoyable. So, like, stuck with Union, and then I think it was 14, 15. Played my first year down at Dad's down in Whakatane. My first year league, and then I always wanted to, just never really had the chance. So when it come up, I just and then moved back up to Mum, and I was playing rugby on a Saturday, league on a Sunday. And then it just sort of escalated from there. Made a few like rep teams up north. Played against guys like Braden, Huile, Bunty Four, Tor Sipley, like all them boys growing up, and they used to just flog us up north.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you were just like the battler in the shit
yeah,
side?
Not just like I played with Fish one year as well, like Fish.
Oh yeah.
Hell, man, it was like you just knew he was going to make it. Like,
really? Was he an animal?
Yeah.
He had a hectic year this year. Best year of his career, I reckon.
Yeah, 100%. He took out 3 awards at the awards night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This is Fisher Harris for people that are listening.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. Members player. The Johnny Farragut was like a Courage Award, which pretty much he played like 80. I think he played 16 games for 80 minutes in the middle. Like 16 games out of 24. And he played every game this year too. And then he got like the Merv Cartwright, which is like the Player of the Year. So I don't think that's happened before. Like,
oh, really?
Clean like sweep of all 3.
He was like every game. It wasn't just like heaps of tackles. He was like heaps of meters, heaps of tackles.
Yeah,
like
just busy.
Fuck, man, I don't know how they do. Like on the wing, I'm stinging, and he's in the middle just going skits.
Yeah.
So you grew up in the same area?
Yeah. Oh no, we never really met towards like a bit of union rep stuff.
Okay,
like, we would have been like 13, probably would have been the first time. Like he wasn't far from me, but he moved to sort of like Whangarei, which is like the biggest city up north for schooling. Like the schooling up north shit, like it's real rural.
Yep.
Like decile, like the lowest decile. So he got stripped away with her as I stayed with Mum. We played like a bit of like league against each other.
Yep.
Made the rep sides, but like I don't know, just something. It was just something about him that
you just
knew. Yeah. He just used to like he just didn't care.
Yeah.
Like he just throw himself into anything. Like yeah.
Just loved the contact.
Yeah, and he was always sort of like he was always a big kid, like not fat. Like he was like even at 16, fuck, he was huge. Like,
really? Like big body
built,
and that.
He was built. Yeah.
You know, some people just have genetics, eh?
Like he was. I don't know. It's still heaps. I don't even think I can do it now. Like he was like benching like 100, 120 at like 16, 15.
Fuck.
Like he just like there was a group of them boys at his school that I played a bit of reps with together as well, and they were just lifting. But my thing was never gym, eh? Like I just ran roads. Like that was
okay.
That
so
was
like
my
fitness.
Yeah,
okay.
I never like I was a stick man. Like
really?
I come over here and I was like 85 kgs, wanting to play back row.
Fuck.
So first year,
6'3" or 6'2"?
6'1", 6'2".
Fuck, 85 kilos.
I come over 85 kgs, and
Bro.
I want to play. I come in. I remember my first like training session, and like separate hookers, and then I don't know if you remember Karen Mosley, Jugsy.
Karen Mosley.
He was a hooker. He was a hooker of the year they won it back with Cardi and all them 2013 and 20s. But
Mosley,
he come up and he was like, "Oh, position you?" I was like, "Oh, back row." He just laughed in my face.
Really?
Not necessarily because of how skinny I look.
Yeah, he was like, fuck, bro.
So that whole year, I pretty much got chucked out. I played fullback most of that year, and like halves and centre, man. Like it's crazy.
What? Halves and centre in 20s?
In 20s, my first year 20s. And I would have played maybe 2 games at back row, but the rest of the year was all like fullback, centre. So when I played fullback was when Dallin wasn't playing. Then Dallin come down a few games. I got chucked to centre. We had like Wanga come down, play fullback a few times.
I can see centre, but fullback, holy shit.
I'm not even kidding, man. Like I was kicking goals and everything. I can't do it, man. My body's terrible, man. That's when like you could do anything and you're a hero.
Yeah.
And
you have this like strange confidence of youth where you just like, fuck, I'll
just
do
anything.
Fuck, I'll do it. Whereas now you're like, oh fuck, I don't want to fuck up. I don't want to miss a fucking conversion.
Yeah, exactly. So it's pretty crazy. Like I always wanted to play in the full. 13's always been my position, but now I think I'll just stop at back row. Like I struggle to play 80 minutes there now. Like, if I try to move into 13.
So how much weight did they put you on in the first? When was the time when they were like?
It was the next year. Yeah, it was the next. So that first year I'd come over pre-season. They didn't really knock me. Fish was 18s. I was 20s.
How did that come about? Like coming over from New Zealand?
It was weird. Like it was pretty much off the back of Fish. Like I don't know if too many people know, but like he was killing it. He was making like merit sides back home. He should have made the 18s. They cut him like I think it was in the last cut. But we had our coach Jim Larkin. He was from up north. He just gave a good word to pretty much our manager and just said, "Can you we've got a few boys here. Can you help them?"
Yeah.
And it was mainly Fish. Like he was just like
he was the man.
And then like Daryl, who's our manager now, went to Gus and like went around to all the other clubs, but went to Gus like I've got this boy here, and he goes like, "Oh, all right, we'll get him over, but then we'll get another 18s, and we'll get we'll get a 20s boy." And like I just come over like because I was 20s, like so it was because I was too old. Like it wasn't like it could have been someone else. Like really, like it was. So he wanted 2 SG, like it was train and trial, 2 SG and 1
20s. And so basically they just said, look, who has a bit of talent, but also like, was it to keep you together so that you weren't by yourselves? Or?
Yeah, I think so as well. Like they didn't know, like they didn't know us personally. Gus didn't know us personally. Yeah. Like even our manager didn't really know us. So it was just like a chance, really.
Fucking hell.
But our manager actually went to go watch Fish, like could see what he could do.
Yeah.
And I'm just lucky to jump on the back of pretty much his success.
Oh, really?
My manager never got to see me play before I come over here.
So you had a manager and he didn't even see you play?
Nah, like I'd hardly met him. Like Mum was like freaking out, like thinking if this guy was legit. Went to like a lawyer friend to check all the contract stuff. Like it come out of nowhere, man. It was crazy, yeah.
How did he? So he just looked at the side and just like, did he get told by someone?
Nah, I think it went from like Jim Larkin went to our manager, and then manager went to Gus, and then Gus went back to him. And he, like Daryl, went like, all right, give me these 3 boys and I'll sign them pretty much. So like he didn't sign us before he was going to ask. He tried to get us something first, and then once he got us, like...
So it was your coach that kind of just said, I got these 3?
Yeah, mainly. But then like, they were still iffy on it, but Fish killing it, and like he had I think it was a school comp back there.
Yeah.
Just annihilated everyone, yeah. So
that's fucking crazy. So it's weird how like these
Yeah,
situations. They could have just picked another name.
It could have been someone else.
Just
like but I think it was just, yeah, like a lot of the talented boys like around my age were all Fisher's age. Like there was probably maybe another 3 boys that could have gave it a good crack.
Yep.
But it was just because I was a year older.
Far out.
And a lot of the boys that were like my age were like sort of just giving up on it and just like stopped pushing it. Because that last year we were 18, so we could like 17s was the rep comp back home.
Yep.
So 18s you got to play prems, and all of the boys were just sort of a bit scared to make that step up.
Yep. And there was no interest at all from the Warriors 20s or anything?
No, I was in development, but my brother was in development until he was 20, and like
nothing.
If you don't play 20s, like
then
you're not going to get a run. So nothing really happened from that. So like I didn't think much of it because of what he went through. Like, So yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. So they say, yep, come over. And what are you thinking? Were you like...
Well, Mum, like when Mum first got the contract, so she got the one from, obviously, the manager first, so she made sure that was legit.
Yeah.
And then... But yeah, she told me, because so, like, I don't know. All I remember was there was talks about Newcastle, like, and just me, but then, like, that fizzled out. And then when Mum comes to me, she's like, oh, I got a call from someone, you might, like, get a chance at, like, going over to Aussie. And I was like, Aussie, Newcastle again? She's like, nah. So like, can you tell me? She's like, I'll tell you, because I had a game that day. She didn't want it like stuff off my head. So like, I'll tell you after the game.
Yeah.
So I was so hungry in that game. I was like, I feel like whoever it was there. I was just trying to impress them. Yeah, pretty much.
They had a fucking live feed from Australia watching you.
Yeah. And then she told me afterwards, and then she said that like, there'll be 3 of you going over. And the kid that come over with us, his name was Hamish. He ended up getting sent back. But yeah, me and Fish were lucky enough to.
So he got sent back.
Yeah, he got into some trouble. But he went back home, and like he was actually not. He was like he had some good reps on him, but yeah, he stuffed up over here. Then he went home and he made like the second cut of like the under-20s union like All Blacks team. Like so he was actually a good player. Yeah,
fucking hell.
But then obviously he didn't make the last cut, and he sort of just fizzled out from there. He's just playing up north. But
so you come over. What's the day like when you pack your bags to leave? What's that day like? You know,
it's crazy. It's hard to like think about it now, but I just remember being excited. Like I was like, I'm doing anything to make this happen.
Yeah, oh really? So you're motivated.
I was like, I've never really moved away from mum or any family, and anyone that really knows me, I'm like a massive mummy's.
Really?
Before I moved here, like before I had to start doing my own shit, but like if I was living in Auckland with my grandparents for 1 year. And if I needed this, I'll ring my mum to call like the dentist.
Oh really?
Yeah, like I could never just I just get flustered. So everything was just mum. So like that was my motivation. Like it always was. Like if I'm leaving mum, this is going to work. Like otherwise, there's no point in coming back playing for anything. So
was she single mum or?
Yeah. Like so, I think it was pretty crazy. Like mum was pregnant with my little sister. She's a year younger than me, and I would have been 1. And mum and dad kind of left. Sort of let it go. Wasn't happy. Like obviously, if you're not happy, you're not going to stay. But mum pretty much raised us from day dot. Like we still had dad in our lives. We'd seen him like every second holidays, and we're still close with him. But I think he understands why mum's number 1, because she had to go through all the shit she had to just to make it work.
I've said this plenty of times on the fucking podcast before, but there's no harder job than a single mum. I don't care what no one says, man. I don't care if you're a CEO of fucking the biggest company in the world. Yeah. Single mum, bro. You've got these kids, everywhere, and you got to work somehow and just like somehow make it work. Cook dinner, clean, take them to school. Like,
there's a lot going on.
Holy moly! Yeah. So like for you to be able to like leave her after everything, and I guess that's you kind of could feel that like I've got to repay here.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and always like. I know it's crazy. Like I thought about it, but it wasn't until like I had like an interview, like my first year, like my my debut year where I was like, oh, I want to get mum a house, and that's when I was like, shit, I could probably do it now. Like, I'm making decent money. And obviously, if I keep getting better, the money and the rest of it will come, and I'll be able to do that. But like that I actually remember the interview. Like, that was actually the first time I said it. But I was always thinking like I need to repay her in some way. Yeah. But like I never thought I was always going to make it. Like, it was always my motivation. But yeah, it was just crazy.
That's fucking mental, bro. So, do you ended up getting the house?
Nah, I'm still saving up. Now, she doesn't know what she wants to do. Like, I keep asking her, like, do you want me to get you a house like back home, or do you want to move over? And she's just like, I don't know. Just surprised me. It's like, frick.
Just surprised you. It's a house.
It's a house. And it's not just going to be for her. Like, I got my sister. She's living with me now. Yeah. I got like my little brother as well. Yeah. So, like my family's a bit all over the place. So, mum raised 3 of us. Yep. Then dad left. He had I got a sister on his side. And then mum adopted my little brother. He's 4 now. So like, it's a bit like,
you got all these
all these family members, but it's a bit of a
family. It's crazy. It's like, especially when they start having kids. Like, my brother's having a kid, my sister's had a kid, she's having another kid, and then my other sister has had 3 kids. And 2 of them are with one parent and another one's with another parent, and 2 of them are Tongan, and then another one's Samoan. And I was like, man, it's like, but the girl's Samoan. Yeah. So I was like, okay, at least they won't fight each other. Yeah. But when Rugby Union World Cup and that, or the league, but it's crazy seeing like all the different, like, you know what I mean, like all these different. It's just all the different things going on.
It's quite normal back home. Or not. Well, I wouldn't say like to have like all these different siblings, but like whangai, that's what we call sort of adopting. Like, okay. I think my pop was whangai into like the Naera name as well. So like it's quite normal.
Oh really?
Yeah, like back home, like we had like aunties that had kids way too young to have them, so then like they pretty much give them to their parents, so then they become like their sibling, like just because they're too young to fend for them.
You know, it's like similar. So one of my like about 1,000 ex-girlfriends ago, fucking hell. She was from El Salvador. And so basically, like, their culture was, if you're a woman, you don't leave the house until you're married. And sometimes the sons, they'll build an extra like room or area in the house, and the son will live there. And so they keep everything like within the family.
House, pretty much.
So the grandparents can be there to take care of the kid. And it's actually
it's smart.
It's smart because like people don't understand, like, growing up, tribes would raise the kids, not just a single parent that had no one else to help them with.
And that's like the kind of philosophy they stuck with.
Exactly. And similar to, you know, you're with the whole, you know, an auntie has it too young. Yeah, she can't care for it. She's going to give it to her.
Exactly.
Which is smart. Whereas like here, it's be like, oh shit, like what do I do? I don't know. Like in Australia, the Western culture is a bit different.
And, like, I don't know. Like society these days, like you want to move away from your family, you get sick of them. Like, shit, I need help. Like I've got a kid now. Like I need someone to babysit so I can go to do my stuff. So
when I'm back up to the Gold Coast with the bar and I go home, it's like so fucking good, bro. Because I stay at my parents' house when I go up there. Bro, and mum is like
washing done,
and she wants to do it.
Exactly.
Like I'm like, don't worry about it. Like I've been doing this for myself for the last 12 years, and she's like, no, I want to do it. I want to do it. I'm like, this is heaven.
This is heaven. Like my mum, she's coming over this weekend, and I just like I don't want to. Like I don't want her to do everything, but. Like I'll go out and train, I'll come back and the house is like sparkling clean.
And it's just this like relaxation.
It is, but like it's like, far, I can do it myself. Like, I'm not a kid anymore, but then you're like, oh yes, I don't have to do it.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so you get over here, and what's it like, that initial, you know, young Kiwi boy in Australia, what's going on here, or what was it like?
Yeah, it was crazy. Like we got our first accommodation, we got chucked into like, pretty much like out on a farm. Like, so we're living in like a 2-story place. We're on the top, and downstairs the stables with the horses.
What? Were you like?
No, like we thought it was hectic. Like,
oh really?
Yeah. I was like, oh, like this is mad. And like we worked there. Like, like there was a guy that was doing all the fences for the, like, it was a massive joint. It was called the Fernhill Estate out in Mulgoa. Yeah. And he. Like I got the fencing job, so we all had to like go for one day each, and then he'll choose who he wanted to work with them, and like it was decent money, so I was like, yeah, I'll go do this, I'll do that, and then there was like 4 or 5 other boys that had to go shoveling around like all the horse shit, cleaning out the stables and that. So I was loving life, man.
Yeah, okay.
And all these boys had to get up in the morning and shovel like horse shit and that. So I was just on the fences. Like we thought it was mad. They had like a little like gym there. They had a pool. Like they had the quad. So like we thought it was mad. And they had another house. And this house had everything. Like I'm telling you, like it had a pool, it had like a tennis court, it had like basketball rings. They all had like rooms and like
So
they got cooked for everything. Yeah. So like when we seen that house, I was like, bro, no wonder why we were like so grateful for this. But when we seen that, we're like, what the hell? what are we doing in some of the stables? But like in saying that, like it brought out a bit of character in us. Like we just pretty much make do with what we got.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we did it. Like I'm glad we went through it.
So was Fisher living with you?
Yeah.
And was he shoveling shit?
He was the one shoveling shit.
Did you give it to him?
We had it was him, Hamish, the other guy that come over with, and we had a Pommy guy, Vila Halafihi, and another, I think he was from Tamworth, Mitch Denning, but bro, the Pommy Villa, he hated life, man.
Oh, was he hating it?
Like he loved the heat. Obviously, he come over from England, but just that accent, man. Like it was just nagging, like just the way he talked about anything. I just got
complaining all the time. I can't, bro.
I can't hack it.
No, I hate.
I don't mind him now. Like we clashed a bit.
Yeah.
Like we're sweet now, but I just
young men
remember
always
that.
clash a bit. Like I was living with Darius Boyd and Steve Michaels, and like we'd clash every now and then. But
it's normal.
Yeah, I was fucking 18, 19 years old playing NRL.
Still clash with your siblings. They like your siblings anyway. So.
I know, fucking knows when you live with them.
Exactly.
You see even worse shit, actually. Even worse shit than you see. So you and Fisher are shoveling shit. You're not getting paid. Does that just pay your board by doing that, or you get paid?
So we got was it Laffer? Yeah, Laffer. So we got Laffer. So we either chose to get that money, or like work to pay for our board, and we get our Laffer. But it ended up being the same, so it didn't really matter.
Yep. Okay.
And then the Maltese Aussie guy come around. He was the fencer. And I ended up jumping on with him, and I was getting decent. I was getting paid more than other boys, but I was doing longer days as well.
Okay.
So they only done what they had to pay for their board.
Yep.
Whereas I was working like 8-9 hour days.
Get a bit of extra cash.
I wanted to just to save up and then like, go to training in the Arvos and that. So it was pretty normal back then. But looking back now, I was like far out. Like,
it's weird. Like you look back now, you're like, if someone said you're going to come over, you're going to live on a farm
for a year and a half.
Yeah, there's a good chance that you'll be shoveling shit. If not, you'll be doing fences.
Yeah,
like in the time you just roll with it. Like you're so stoked to get the opportunity.
That's what I mean. Like,
whereas like you look back now, you're like, man, that's fucking pretty hectic.
And like when you tell people like that, like, nah, you're taking piss in that, but like it happened.
Yeah.
They're not doing it anymore. Like we're the first and last ones in that house. So. It was a good experience. Like they had like backpackers, like get on, like have a few beers and that with like all the like equestrian people there. But it was. I didn't mind it. Like it was a bit of a family feel about it as well. Like it was different.
Yeah.
Like learn a bit of French and that. Like,
oh really?
All swear words, but I can't remember them. That's what you're asking. Like how do you say this in French?
Yeah. It's pretty cool. Like, we got to do that. You know, we got to. Like I was living on the floor of. Pretty much when I first started, I was driving from the Gold Coast to Brisbane every day for training. Torture. Like, at least because it was in Aspley, so it was at least an hour and 20. So you drive up at like 1, and then drive home at like 7 or 8 at night because you do gym and blah blah blah. Yeah. And so eventually I was crashing. I don't know if you know him. His name was Ian Lacey, and then the Apo family, and Kieran Lander as well. Probably a little bit before your time, but I was sleeping on their floor, and like I look back now, I was like, that's the pits. But at the time, I was like on this shitty little single foam mattress on the floor, just like living on their floor, just watching friggin' Soul Plane on repeat. Have you seen the movie Soul Plane? And just like, but it was hectic. Yeah. It was so good. It was so fun. Like the boy, like there was so much shit went on. Yeah. So much shit went on. This was before phones too, so it was great.
True that.
So. Okay, so when did you... So I guess in your head you're still of the mind of like... Because the development thing with the Warriors with your brother didn't happen, so I guess you're still assuming this isn't a sure thing. Like.
Oh, that's what I mean. Like when I was back there, like development... Like it was cool to be a youngster because we got to train like in the facilities and that, but like I was 18. I played my year of league in Auckland that year because my brother was down there, so I kind of just followed him. And... you just get a feel, like if they want you or not. Yeah, so they just keep, like I was there just in case, like if something happened that might have pulled me in, So anything that popped over here, I was jumping at. Like it doesn't matter where it was.
So when you got here though, did you have the mentality still like, oh, this may not happen? Like I'm just in the 20s
but I knew that I was in like the 20 system. I wasn't in the 20 system back there because they didn't have like 18s or anything. It was just development. You had guys that were like 13, you had guys that were 18, all in
so
between.
Just a big group of people.
Big group. So you just come in and train. So coming over here, like I just knew it was. I don't know. It was just something I wanted to do. I don't know. I didn't want to really play back there. Like I've been in the rep system for a while, and you can just see who they want and who they don't like. Okay. You're not like you're not dumb. Like, you're obviously looking out for yourself. So, like, when you, like, you feel like you have a good game, it's still not good enough. So, like, coming over here, I just, anything would have done. And then, come over here, you know, met a few boys, played that year, and 20s freaking fullback everywhere, man. It was crazy.
You know, so the first year of 20s, did you play well? Did you?
Yeah, I wasn't like too bad. Like, there was talks of like junior Qs. I don't really care about that. Like, I was just happy to play.
Yeah.
Like, and we played with like Cardi come down, had a few games. So it was crazy to play with these. Like, I remember watching that grand final, like the Warriors versus Penrith the year before, and I was like going for the Warriors, obviously. And then, playing with like Wanga and that, Chris Smith, like all these boys, man, had like high reps on them. Yeah. To play with them, and then like lucky enough to come through and play great with a few of them as well. Like, yeah, it was just like crazy. It was a bad open, like walking in, seeing like Matt Moylan, you know, Peter Wallace, Jamie Soward.
Were you part of the first grade?
Nah, just like just seeing them.
Yeah,
like Shane Alford, like, he was like our what do you call it, welfare manager. Yep. Like, so just guys around the club that have like played first grade, man. Like, I've never been in that environment before, really. Yep. So yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, just to walk in, you just like blows your mind, eh?
Yeah, bro, Kevin Kingston, like. And like these guys all like played like 200 games. And man. Like,
I remember seeing Petro for the first time. I was just like, bruh, this is fucking crazy. And he was really nice and like gentle. And I was like, the fuck? You're supposed to be a maniac, bro.
Exactly.
You're supposed to be a maniac.
And that's like how like players are perceived. Like the way they play is how they are in person. Like, I don't really know him too well, but like Hargraves, like I've haven't heard like a bad thing about him, like as a person, like, you know what I mean. But when he comes to the field,
he's a maniac.
He might push the boundaries a bit. He's a maniac, but
it's fucking footy, man.
It is. Like,
I mean, I swear like. It's footy. Like, we are trying to hurt each other. Exactly. Like, what do you think is happening?
Once the whistle's gone, we're sweet.
Yeah, man, like, what do you think is happening out there? Like, do you think that we are, like...
taking everything personally? Like,
yeah, and also, like, do you think that we're going to play a game and, like, everything's going to be, like, clean as anything? Rest me. Okay, mate, I'll go down now. And
we'll be done as soft as you want.
Yeah, like, I'll put you down, don't want to hurt you. Like, no, we're trying to dominate each other. And then you walk off, you shake hands, like... I've interviewed blokes that there's been brawls against. Like, we had a brawl against Hayne in under 20s Origin, under 19s Origin. But like, it was we took and Tim Grant. We spoke about it like it was fun because it was just a punch on. Like, fuck. I mean, I didn't get knocked out. I'd probably be different if I got knocked out, but you know, I probably nearly did get knocked out. Uarte, you know. So like, it's I don't understand it. Okay, so first year play all right. The second year, 20s again.
Yeah, 20s again. And we had like a really good preseason. That's when Cam Serrato took over as 20s coach. Yep. And like we didn't have like really big superstars in our team. We had guys like boys that play grade now, but no one really knew who we were. So like we ended up winning the comp that year. We went like flew under the radar. And in the final we played like Tommy Travojevic, Liam Knight was playing for Manly. Who else did they have? Ramian was in the centre. So they had like a decent team. North Queensland had a stacked team, like Kikau, Brandon Smith, Ponga. Like they were stacked, yeah. Like we thought but Kicks got injured in the final. Before that, we were like, yes, they Manly beat them, and we knew we could have beat Manly again. But that year was probably the year where I was like, far out. Like this year, that's when like that preseason before was when I put all of my weight on, and I ended up playing back row. I think I was playing back row 94, so I would have put on like 10 kgs from the first year I come over. And it still wasn't that visible, to be honest. Like,
really?
Yeah, like it.
It's for like that man strength. Oh, as you're growing into that. Man strength,
like I was a stick, but like when I the next year I didn't look like I put on one, but on the scales I did.
Yeah, okay.
And I didn't feel it, so it was good. But yeah, it was.
Maybe it's in your legs that you put it on. That's where a lot of weight is. But it's weird.
We had a dietitian. I used to get up like 2.5, 3 hours before work, have a shake, go back to sleep, then have breakfast, then go to work.
So it was full on.
I was full on trying to put weight on, and like I'd never missed a day, like ever. If I was tired, like my alarm went off, and the boys hated it, man. Like I lived in the house,
bro. You still lived in the house?
I can't remember.
Filthy, bro.
We got put into that good house I was talking about with Shane Alford and that, but I can't remember what song it was, but. Yeah, the boys hated it. Like they do, like, I put it on my car. I changed this. Like that's how much they hated. So I used the same. Same song for both my alarms because I was always the first one up. Like I was just like everything was just motivated, man. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's like I had to put. I think I put on like 10 kilos in the first preseason because I was 72 when I rocked up.
Holy heck!
And I ended up being like 82, 83, and I've still got stretch marks from it. I'm like stretching my legs. But yeah, similar situation. It was just like fucking
every morning,
and I was,
every night.
You know what? I was constantly bloated. I felt like I was constantly full, and I was like, oh man, I don't want to eat. I fucking don't want to eat.
Yeah, well, that's how it gets. But it's like obviously a high purpose, especially if you want to make it. But like I remember back home, like I'm gonna put weight on. Like I won't eat all day, and I'm gonna have this massive dinner. I'm gonna put a weight after this. Go straight to the toilet like an hour later, man. Just, like where's all this food going? But I only ate like one a day. Freaking living off Weet-Bix, noodles.
Yeah, just nothing food.
Bro. Straight through. Yeah.
So that second year, you win the grand final. And then, the next? Did you get a contract upgrade into the first grade squad the following year?
No, it was just a cup. It was we had by the end of it, we had superstars like Robert Jennings, like Cleary come up halfway through the year after the SG. We had quite a stack. Like a lot of them boys like Jerome Luai, Tyron May, Sione Couture, like all these guys that played great. Moses Lerda, Fish was playing with us still. Like all these guys that played great. So they love Fish, man. Ever since he got there, like he went from a 18s preseason to that next year when he played 20s, but he done a cup like they.
Really?
Ivan loved him, man.
Really?
That's when Ivan was still there, so he put him straight in the cup.
Straight in.
And then he played a few like NRL trials that year too, and then he come back down the cup. But then he made his debut in 17. No, 16. Yeah. So.
Okay, so 16, you just
I was just cup, yeah, all year. So like I think I chucked down in the centres because we had too many forwards that year. So like it was a bit of a head do. Like done a great preseason like before Christmas and then got dropped back. But then like you're just getting chucked on the wing. Like it's.
Oh, so you did a preseason with first grade and then you got dropped back to cup, or preseason with?
Yeah, like you know, like when we go straight back on November, they got all the young boys that come in. Yeah, so I done that first block and then after Christmas went back to play cup.
Yeah.
But like. A lot of boys have probably went through it before. Like, if you're sort of just on the outskirts and you're lucky to be in the squad, you just get chucked anywhere.
Yeah.
So, like, that was hard, like, mentally to know, like, frick, they're like, it feels like they don't want you, but, there's just always better players. You got to prove your worth. Like, you've got to play good in cup. I played cup that whole year. We went all right, but then, I don't know, just that next preseason, I'm like, what am I doing? Like, do I really want this or not? Like,
oh, really?
I had a really down year, like that 2016 year. Like,
okay.
I think I just lost a bit of consistency and just care.
So you were just kind of like, you'd progressed so much and you felt like it was a step back in your career.
Yeah, and that's how it did feel. So, I don't know, just at the end of got through that season, like, played it all right. Like, I got 18th man. Like, I was like, that's mad. Like, I could be close here.
Oh, it's the NRL?
I think one of the boys a couple boys got injured. I think it was Will Smith at the time.
Yep.
And then I just got chucked in, the 18th man warmed up. But that was pretty much it. And then I was like, then you start thinking like outside. I was like, frick, I'm going to have to go to England. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Might be playing cup for the rest of my life.
And you're only 20 at this stage, eh?
Yeah, 21. I turned 21 that year.
That's
first year.
Fuck, man.
Like
I was the same. So impatient. You're like, bro, I'm 21. I've got so many years.
Like, a lot of boys go through that. Like,
yeah, I went through it, bro.
Yeah. I made sure like a superstar like Latrell, we go from freaking SG straight to grade. You know what I mean?
Bro,
like Dallin.
I debuted at 19. I'd played 50 footy games, so I started footy at 17, and I was impatient. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how stupid I was.
Well, it's not just that. Like, you just want it, man.
Yeah,
sometimes you just get blinded by like your desire to just make it.
That's so true.
Yeah.
You it's like a double-edged sword. You want to be a professional athlete, so you have this ticker in you to be like, I've got to have it.
Yeah.
But it can put you, because you get down on yourself because you're like, I haven't achieved what I said I was going to achieve. So 2017, what was the mental process then?
Yeah, it was just like I'm a mad bar. Like, I loved OKC, like Thunder.
Yeah.
And I think it was the year after Russ won MVP.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And like the one thing that stuck in my mind was like he had that slogan like, "Why not me?"
Yep.
And that's what I took into that preseason. Okay. So like I was just flying into everything, I was still like a bit of a I was still like 96, 97 kgs. Like I was still a bit of a runt because I played centre the year, but like I was just like,
so you basically,
this is the make. Like that's what I thought. I thought this is my make or break here.
Yeah.
Like,
so 16, you were kind of like you felt disheartened. And I'm sure there was like a mental process of going through that of like down, and then eventually it ticked over. Like, you know what, fuck this.
Yeah, like at the end of that season, I was like, I done it to myself. Like I was probably enjoying like on the drink too much as well, and I never really was into that until that year.
Yeah.
Like obviously after the 20s, we went hard, but like that first year of 20s, I drunk like once or twice, man. Yeah. And I was just that motivated.
Yeah.
Like, so that 16, it was just like enjoy. Like being an Aussie, like being a footy player, going out with the boys.
So 17, you get the Why Not Me? You watch Russ, and you just kept thinking that.
And that was like my spark. That's what sparked, like re-sparked like the fire inside. And it was just that preseason, man. Like I was just flying in here. Like I was getting run over at training, but it was because I was just trying to whack everyone. You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
So you're
just like, fuck.
Like Jimmy Tamo come that year, and I remember like this first training session ran straight at me, and I just threw everything. Got bounced off, but like. It was just like the attitude.
Yeah, coaches love that.
Yeah,
shit.
and like Ciro was, I think he was assistant coach at the time, and he was like loving it. Like, because I'd never really been like a guy that would try and whack anyone.
Yeah.
I was always like put him down soft, like be like
nice be real respectful and everything like
Fish
that.
was the one that was demolishing everyone. So like I was just like flying into like Fish, Jimmy Tamo, Ridge. Like I was just. Sitzer was still there, and that's when he was like back fencing it and running over everyone.
Fucking hell.
So yeah, it was, and then I got like chucked. So we always said, you always got two teams to oppose. I got chucked into like the first one, and that's when I was like, fuck, this
might be
crazy.
on here.
Yeah. And then like got the first trial, got dropped back the next one, and then a few games in, got my debut.
Round 4.
Yeah.
What was the phone call like? How'd it come about?
Was that training? We had cup training that day, and grade weren't in.
Yep.
So I think we played a different day. I think, they played the Sunday, and cup were playing Saturday, so we had different training day. So I was already in there, and then, Ciro, Fish got injured, so he was out, and then Cardi was half, and then they wanted to arrest him, so then they ended up, Ciro came in, and like we're all chilling in like the team room and just like stuffing around playing table tennis, and then like Ciro just comes like, just come over talk, and then all the boys like, ooh, and I was like, gee, I don't know what's going on. Like I was just sitting here just like you were, so
and you're like they're making it so awkward for you.
Yeah. And then Ciro's just like on his way out telling the boys to shush, and then he took me into Hook's office, and he was like, come in to train, like don't train today, come in tomorrow, and then come to captain's run, and we'll just see what happens. He didn't tell me straight away, but like that whole, I didn't sleep, man. I didn't sleep until we played, and even like the night after, like Mum come over, everyone was there. It was just like, just didn't sleep at all, man. But
so you find out that you're going to play, and you rock up. Was it at home?
Yeah,
round 4.
We're at Newcastle. Yeah,
how good is that? In Newcastle, how weird is that? They could have gone to there. You walk in, that's the smell, the signs, the names.
It was crazy.
The first graders beside you.
It was crazy.
What was it like?
I don't like captain's run. Like that's when I really like. It was like you're playing. Like I kind of knew before. Like I think like Sarah was like, I think you're gonna play. Like he told me after. Probably shouldn't have, but like it was just like organising Mum to come over. Like it was just like a whole few days went pretty quickly.
Yeah,
because it was just like I'm playing. Oh shit! Ring Mum, ring Dad. Like, can you get to work? Like time off work.
Yeah.
Like it was just mayhem, man. Like I didn't sleep at all. Like I was just staring at the ceiling, like, bro, it's happening.
I'm
like,
actually playing NRL, National Rugby. I'm playing.
And it fell on Mum's birthday. So that's what made it so much special. Yeah, and we won. Like, got a try. Like,
fucking hell,
it couldn't get much better than that, really. Like,
so, when you ran out? What do you remember from the game?
I just like goosebumps, man. Like, try wrenching, like gonna spew, like everything was happening, man.
Fucking hell.
That whole year, I was like
just buzzing.
Oh, buzzing, man. Like every kickoff, like I was like try wrenching, but sometimes I'd spew. Like it was just like it meant so much to me. The nerves, like the anxiety, like all the hard work, finally paying off. But that one game, like bro, seeing my mum after it was crazy. Man.
Yeah,
like, just
man.
tears in eyes.
Fuck.
Like I did it. Like this is us. This is us.
100%. Like because like only you and your mum will know what you have been through. You know what I mean? And no words will ever be able to encapsulate that journey.
Yeah. It's
like you talk about. It's a different example, but like an army camp. Like I can tell you how hard it was.
Yeah.
But unless I've experienced it, I really don't know.
Yeah.
And so
like I remember seeing her after the game. Like fans everywhere. Like we won as well. Like we ended up putting on a bit of a score on them. But like it was just like me and her. Like in the moment.
Yeah.
Like that's how it felt. Like walking over to her. Like. No one else mattered, eh? Like it was crazy, man.
That's so good,
crazy.
Bro. Those are those moments in life that you're so grateful for.
Yeah.
You'll have that moment, and
forever.
also like that exchange of like, I did it. Like I left. It sucked me leaving, but I did what I said I was going to do.
Like all the sacrifices.
Yep.
Like
wow, that's so good. And is Penny Panthers a team now?
Eh? No, she's like the whole. Swapping over from doggies, like she didn't want me to go. Like she loves it out there, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like she wants to move over. If I buy a house, it's going to be out those ways. Like,
so she's still a Panthers fan.
Oh, she goes for me, but like she's got a soft spot for Fish. Like she knows a lot of the boys out there now.
That was the first, and you've only been here for
It was my first
months.
season.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
It wasn't just her. Like even like family, like my pop and that, like because they finished like the year before I went over. They finished kind of well as well.
Yeah.
But then they had like all that Mad Monday and all that business. But like everyone was sort of like, why are you going there and all this, but it was crazy. Like it was a hard one, man. Like I didn't want to leave myself. Like I had to get like convinced from like everyone at Panthers, like this is a really good opportunity for you. Like,
Oh,
you want to
wow.
get your mum a house.
Yep.
Like, this is your chance to like knuckle down and get it done. So,
Far out.
like,
So you were basically saying like, I'd love to stay.
I want to stay, man. Like, I want to be loyal. I want like, no disrespect, but like, I felt like we were close to winning a comp over there.
Yep.
And even like, 2018 when we bowed out against Sharks, like it didn't feel like it was weird. It was a weird feeling, like knowing that's your last game with all your mates, like for the club that gave you like the opportunity to play first grade. Like, that was like, it didn't really sink in for a while. And then like, I think that's why I went off the rails for a bit. Like knowing I was leaving all the boys, just drinking. Like,
really?
Yeah.
Just struggled with it mentally.
And then like, didn't look after my body, and I was in contention to play Kiwis that year, but just didn't look after myself, and my body just didn't hold up. So like, that's the real reason why. Like, I had like ongoing like osteotic pubis. I don't know if you've had it before, but if you don't, like every time you drink, it just hurts. It hurts like for the next few days you train and that. So like I just didn't deal with like leaving the boys that well.
So did you? So you were in talks, or you were in the squad and trained, and your body didn't hold up, or?
Nah, yeah. So they called me. I'd already gone down for a few sessions with dogs. Got a scan, and the scan was just like no good. There was just too much inflammation around it. It was just from the drinking.
And so Kiwis were just like, look, man.
We had to tell the Kiwis that I'm unavailable for injury.
Selection. Yeah.
But that was why. Like I was. Like it's the first time I'd done it too. Like other than moving over, like it's a different kind of motivation. Like you're leaving your mates, like you're leaving everything you know in Australia.
Yeah, well, I mean, when I went to the Warriors, I struggled, man. And it had nothing to do with like anything there. It was all me. It was all in my head.
That's how it was with me.
And I just didn't handle it. When I went back to the Broncos, I was fucking, because I went back to the Broncos after the Warriors. Yeah. And I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be. Whereas I feel like if I had stayed for another year, I would have got around that mental immaturity. Yeah. Okay, so the Penny Panthers say this is a great opportunity. You take the deal.
Take the deal.
And so I guess once you rock up to the Doggies, did it start to feel like, these are the boys like this?
Yeah, like it was a bit different at first. Like it wasn't just like the players; it was like getting to know the coach, like assistant coaches, the whole like club, all the way like up top.
And you're a big signing too, so like
so there's a bit of pressure to come with like. Because that was before like Naps sounded quite late. Like we're already in pre-season because they'd obviously won the GF, so he came over really late. But I struggled. Like, I was struggling quite. I moved away from Penrith. Yeah. But it was crazy. Like it probably showed like the first half of the year that like even like my own form. Like I had a couple of good games, but consistency. I didn't find my straps for the second half, and I think that showed. Like for me individually, but us as a whole as well. Like I don't feel like we come together as well. Yeah. But that was like with the whole blanket of the whole Mad Monday stuff. You know, we've never had like a really good like team bonding session, like have a few drinks or anything. Like, so I don't like. It's hard to get to know boys around training because there's always someone else there. Like you need, sometimes you just need it, like a few beers, one on one. You get to know their story top to bottom, and then you're like, fuck yeah, I want to play for this guy.
And also, there's this like. Once you have drink, you let down the walls.
Exactly, man.
And you just be yourself and you see who they are. Yeah. Like, whereas, and some people are fucking dickheads on the piss. Like, you know what I mean? But most footy players, because they've got to be, otherwise they get brushed out of teams. They let their walls down. There's no, like, because, like, when you walk in, you're both like, fuck, that's such and such. Like, you've got a respect for them. Yeah. And that respect kind of puts a wall between you.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Because like, you don't want to open up sometimes. Yeah. Like, and it's hard to open up. Like, fucking oath. You're not just going to go like, oh, hi, my name's Corey. This is my story. You know what I mean?
100%.
You've got to kind of do it.
And with you, you're in the position of, like, you were their biggest signing at the time.
At the time, yeah.
So, like, you're the big new guy. You know, obviously you wouldn't think that. But you would feel this kind of like, I'm just a fucking normal dude, boys. Like, you know, but
I'm sweet. Don't worry about that. I don't have ego or anything.
Okay, so... How much? So you played the 2018 season, and obviously, it would have been hard leaving obviously Fisher Harris, but when the Hook thing happened, was that weird?
Yeah, it was. Like we'd be dumb to say that we didn't feel it coming, but we didn't expect it to come then. Like we thought, like maybe there was just so much talk about it that there had to be some truth to it, so we started believing it. Like the media were in about it, the fans were talking about it. But yeah, when it was weird. Like I think we were ahead. I don't know if it was our first week of finals or a couple of weeks before.
You were sitting fourth on the table, and it was like a couple of weeks before.
I think we had dropped a few games before. I don't know, bro. It was crazy. Like I think, and then Ciro pulled. I think we played Gold Coast, and we got out like we got out of jail. I think Kicks set up like
right at the end there.
Yeah. One man and Dallin come through, and then freaking Klisk missed the kick. Yep. But then he got a drop goal at the end. But we got out of jail that game. But like that was like the theme of the whole season. Like give the ball to Kicks and you get us like that. Honestly, like it was, everyone was saying it like, how good is Viliami Kikau? You just give him early ball, but like sometimes literally, that's all you need to do.
It was true, man.
But it was, and he got us out. He got us out of jail.
Yeah.
But like it was. Like, we didn't really talk about it as a playing group because like obviously we were sitting on the table. Like finals were coming up, it would have been a massive distraction. And I think that week it was because like obviously the media were like, how are they going to perform? Like, does Cameron Serrato have what it takes to take them into finals? All this shit. But yeah, by the time we played, we played Gold Coast, and then the boys went down to Melbourne and beat them down there. Like that was crazy, man. Like, I didn't play that game. I got knocked out the week before, and I was ruled out with concussion or whatever. But they went down there, and that was the week I actually signed at Dogs. Yeah, okay. And then the next week we played Warriors back home.
Oh, you signed when you were fucking concussed, couldn't play it.
A lot went on that week, and then everything just sort of like gained momentum from there. And then like we played Warriors back there. I think we might have lost, and then we beat them over here. And then went into Sharks, and like bro, I don't know, it just started shaping like this is going to be something, and it just fell apart against the Sharks. Yeah.
That was how that whole Hook thing happened was fucking crazy, bro. It's like he was just like gone. Like they didn't wait to the end of the year. So I'm sure there's more that there's more above. There's always more. But okay, so you come across to Doggies, but I assume that playing for the Māori All Stars would have been.
Oh, that was crazy, man.
What a good concept. They should have been earlier.
Yeah, it's hard though. Like they want to be inclusive as well, so it's like hard to just put two separate cultures against each other. But in saying that, like, man, you've always said Aussie.
That's what I mean. Like, I'm an Aussie, bro. I'm fucking both my grandfathers were in the war. Like, I fucking love Australia too. Like, I'm not a person that sits here and goes, oh fuck, you know, like there's people that are like anti-Australia, like it's bad. Like I'm fully love Australia, and I love it. I think it's fantastic. We have the Australian side. We have the NRL every week.
It's you the Prime Ministers as well. Like, there's so many chances to play for Australia. So I love it. I reckon it's a good concept. And you still like, even with international, like they were trying to say like a Pacific All-Stars team, but like the Pacific Islands still have their games. Like us as Māori don't have a game. Like it might sound like ignorant or anything, but they haven't had a game like that for ages. And the last game they had before that, Fricka was good. Like they had like both the war dance, like, and there was hardly a crowd. But now that they've like, you know, chucked money into it and
actually pushed it in that.
Yeah.
Well, it's something like 46. It might even be more now, but it's.
I think it is. Yeah,
46% that are Polynesian or Indigenous that make up. I think it's like, it's something crazy. So I feel like it is representing the culture, but it also represents NRL. Like
it does,
you know what I mean? It's a part. This is a part of our game.
Yeah.
And I love it, man. As I said, I'm a staunch Aussie. I fucking love Australia, and I think it represents Australia.
Yeah.
Like, how does it not?
And like the whole week, man, it was crazy. Like, not just like I was quite lucky. I was brought up back home. Like a lot of the boys that were in the Australian and the Māori team had probably come over here at an early age. I pretty much all the way up until like I was 18. So like I was quite familiar. Like it was good to see like guys like Kalen, like Dane Gagai, like get amongst it. Like they're loving it, man. It's real open, and like sometimes you take it for granted. Like I miss it now. Like being over here, I've been over here for 6 years now, but to see like the look on their faces about like what Māori, like being Māori is all about. It's crazy.
It's strange. Like something I've grown up with because I look like a wog, but I'm not a wog.
Yeah.
And the only heritage I have is my like further down is like Irish and Scottish, and it's like fucking ages away. But my granddad's Chinese.
Yeah, right.
It's fucking, bro. It's weird. Trust me, no one believes me ever.
No
one believes me ever. They think I'm taking the piss. But there is a sense of like you don't really belong anywhere, and I feel like with like guys like Ponga and that feel that Māori heritage, they get that. Oh, maybe this is that belonging that I maybe missing a bit.
And like I guess like obviously every Kiwi kid, every kid from back home with any kind of ties, like the All Blacks are like they're everything. You know what I mean? Like they're the top of everything for New Zealand. So like to be able to play, like I don't know, like I've always wanted to do it like the haka, man. Like that's something I've always wanted to do like on an international stage. So I guess I could tick that off. But like just a whole week knowing that it was going to happen
in that.
And just like seeing like all the boys and family buzzing about it. Like something like we probably don't have like a good rep back home being Māori. Like there's a lot of stuff going on back there. It was like something like uplifting for like especially for our kids. Like I don't know if you've heard like Shane Young's talked about before, like the suicide rate. And that's something like I want to get into and sort of help out the kids. But like that was just something positive for our people, like to look forward to. Because even like the Union Māoris, it's different. Like a lot of us boys in the league, like we're from all over back home. So like I think that there's like someone that we could all relate to.
Yep.
For every Māori, like that's my cousin, like
yeah,
just like the Indigenous boys.
Yeah,
like, Greg, this is my uncle.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
100%. No, I think it's good. And also like, for example, a lot of at the Indigenous All-Star games, a lot of like young kids from fucking remote communities get brought to those games.
Yeah, exactly.
And they see like he looks like me. He's from where I'm from. Maybe one day.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe one day. So it is really good.
And they done it this year as well. Like, but they had a few like Māori boys, and even like Pacific Island kids coming, and just the whole inclusiveness, man.
Yeah,
it's you don't know what it can do for a kid that's struggling.
Fucking oath, man. Absolutely, especially a kid that you know. If I'm living in Australia, there's white doctors, and there's nothing wrong with this. There's white politicians. Like I can see all of these people that are from where I'm from. Whereas, like, if you're a young Polynesian kid and you watch TV or you blah blah blah, like, there's only certain people you see
you can look
that you can look for. Whereas these things give a real clear message to these young kids, like, here's people representing where you're from, and this is what you can kind of do. So, no, I totally agree, bro. Totally agree. Okay, so what about the debut for the Doggies?
Yeah, back home. It was crazy.
In New Zealand?
Yeah, it was back
home.
Smart. Obviously, the game wasn't that well, but I think I got like 90 tickets.
90 tickets?
90 tickets.
Fucking hell. Surely there's some people fucking freeloading there, bro.
Oh, it's just like everyone's getting partners and kids now. So I can't let them come and not bring everyone else.
Let's do the math here. So let's say every person has 2 kids. That means 40 people have to. I'm joking. I mean, sorry, 40.
Honestly, don't know. Like, Mum was like telling me, like, da wants to. Because I got Mum, Dad's side, and then I've got like people in Auckland I played like league with. Like, I moved around quite a bit. Like, I spent time up north, spent time in Auckland, Whakatane, went to like a boarding school in Auckland for a little bit. And you don't know how big your circle is until like things like this pop up. But
what about the gears, bro? Did you bring a fucking truckload of gears across?
Yeah, but all my freaking Penrith get like because we just got our Doggies gear, so I just gave them away. We left over Penrith stuff, bro.
Hell, bro. The gears would have been many people would have been hitting up for the gears.
Oh, they still do, man. Like you got family members that support every team, so there's always someone that goes for Doggies, always someone with Penrith, so there's always someone asking for something. But it comes with the job, you know.
And is that a goal? Is that a hope?
Oh yeah, like I'm keeping myself in better nick than I did last year, and just caring more about myself and my body. But like if I get the call, like we've been in contact like with Madge, but he's like a group of 30 boys. You can only take 22 away for the tests. But I think with all the boys that have played finals, I don't think they're in contention to play in the nines. Like he wants to give them a decent rest. Okay. So I think if I do get a run, it'll probably be around the 9 space, which would be
so sick.
Just down the road for Olive and Para, so it's hectic.
How good's that? Like fun, enjoy yourself, like get to put on the black jersey.
Yeah, so like that, like I don't want to get my hopes up, but I think if I do get a run, it'll be around that space. Yeah,
and I mean you are suited really well to nines footy. Okay, so
that'd be something special, man. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know if you're going to have to do the haka before every game. There's like three games.
That's true, eh? Fucking hell,
I didn't actually think of that. Yeah, exactly.
You're doing MAS huckers. 100%. MAS huckers, bro. Repeat sets.
Got to check the Ks at least.
Yeah. Can the GPS just pick up the haka? How intense you're going?
100%.
Bro, just imagine like they came in and they were like, they pulled you aside and they look, your hucker's not intense enough. We can check your heart rate. We can check, the body movement, the impact.
That'd be crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets to that.
Yeah, that level.
Things these days are just like everything's getting monitored, man.
You really need to work on the intensity of your haka. Like your game was mad, man of the match, but your haka
not good enough.
Okay, so going forward, like if everything, 12 months, everything works perfectly. What are you hoping? You've got 4 years at the Doggies?
Yeah, another 3.
So another 3
to go. Yeah, another 3 to go.
And are you in a stage now that you're like you are really enjoying it?
Yeah.
The boys now, and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I feel like just the way we finished, like it's. I know because I wasn't there the year before, so I didn't know that feeling. So like now, and we didn't really have like a massive changeover like last year. I think we had like 6 or 7 new boys coming last year, like Dylan coming late.
Oh, how good was that with Dylan coming over?
Good, man.
Did that mean quite a lot to you? So happy
for him, man.
Yeah.
Like he he told me like what happened over at Penrith and why it happened, but like not that I care about. I'm just glad that he got a new lease of life and gets to play the game he wants because he wasn't allowed to play there, and like there's reasons why it happened, but just to see him like happy, enjoying his footy, like it would be like wrong for me to say if it wasn't for him, I don't think we'd have the massive turnaround we did.
Oh, absolutely not.
Those first few games when he was coming off the back fence like he does.
Yeah,
bruh.
He's a gun too. Like people forget how good he is.
He actually is, man.
Like 3 years ago, he was playing for Kiwis.
Yeah,
one of the younger players.
I think it was like just about Dally M winging it with the air too. Like you know what I mean? Like
he's a gun, absolute gun.
So yeah, like it was hard on him and like his family and stuff as well. Like, but. Yeah, I was just happy to see him come over. Like, I was surprised he chose because I think he had a few options open.
Yeah.
But I think he wanted to stay in Sydney because I think a few of the other teams that were interested were out of Sydney. Okay. So I think that had like a lot to do with it. But yeah, like as a mate and as a teammate, I'm glad he's faster than no one else.
Yeah, fucking, he's a gun, man. Yeah. You start to look at your back line. Hopewadi, him. It starts to those extra one or two players of experience and at that level, that higher level than NRL.
I think that's what's sort of showing we're probably missing just a bit of experience.
Yeah.
But I think he brings a lot.
Yeah.
And he gets on really well with Hopper as well.
Yeah.
They're both Mormon as well, so they spend a bit of time together. They're roomies.
Yeah.
That's the quiet room on our away trips.
Oh, really? Once I stayed with an away trip with someone that was relatively conservative, let's just say that. And bro, we didn't clash, but he was judging me every time I walked in shanked.
Couldn't do anything.
I was fucking shanked walking in.
Couldn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, I was like 3 a.m. just fucking Gornskis, and he was like, anyway, whatever. You live and you learn. Next 12 months is perfect.
Yeah.
What's the goal for you personally?
I like finals. Like I want to play finals. Like it was good. Like that's what I mean. Like the hunger that we're gonna have from the back end of the season.
Yep.
And like I said, not having a massive changeover in players, and we're gonna have like sort of the same group. I feel like that's what's going to spark us. And we've been talking to the boys, and like I reckon if like we get off to a decent, like if we win like 3 maybe of our first 6-7 games, I feel like it'll put us in a. Yep. You can't chase the tails, man. Like
it's so hard.
Because by the time you like this year, I reckon by the time we made finals, we probably would have burnt out because we're trying so hard to get it back. You know what I mean?
That's so true.
Yeah. So. Finals is where I want to be.
Especially like you, let's say you make finals, but then you're coming up against like a Roosters or a Storm that are peaking, like they're ready to go.
They time it really well.
Yeah,
man. It's crazy. Like Roosters are like everyone's like they're a bit iffy at the beginning.
They lost 4 games or something.
That's what I mean. Like, and everyone was like, oh no, but they just time it really well. Just I don't know if it's just a culture thing or a coaching thing. But they just timed it really well.
They're fucking. I mean, it might be the fact they got unbelievable squad. That might be it.
Oh, possibly. Just something to do with it.
I ask all the boys this: favorite rapper of all time.
Rapper, far out. I don't know. I've bounced around a bit. I've been listening to a lot of J. Cole lately.
J. Cole's a gunner.
Yeah, just like
he never sold out. You know what I mean? He never fucking sold out.
He's just him. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's just real unique.
And he stands for something.
Like, you know what I mean? And it's like his raps are real. Like it's not like he does. Like everyone has their raps about all the money, drugs, whatever. But like a lot of his raps have like meaning behind it. And they've all got like they're all storytelling. Like good. I love like
a good example of that is like there's a song I think it's like I Let Nas Down or something, or Let Jay-Z Down, and then there's that song called Crooked Smile, and it's like a pop song, but he's actually talking about women's body issues.
Yeah. And himself, he said he had like shit teeth.
And so like to be able to rap like that, but still release it in a pop version is fucking crazy. Like
talented
Middle Child.
Yeah,
and he's talking about the industry and like, not as like he's between Eminem, Jay-Z, and he's also between the young. He doesn't know what to do. Like, anyway,
probably like J. Cole. Maybe I don't know if you Joyner Lucas. Like,
Joyner Lucas,
got some good shit.
Fucking oath I like Joyner Lucas.
Yeah,
bro, his remixes to Panda and what's the other one? Look Alive.
Yeah,
you heard it?
Yeah.
Bro, fucking hectic.
The one like Devil's Child's probably one that sticks up, and
good,
a bit of Logic as well. Like a lot of boys that I like rappers that sort of just storytell.
Logic is good, man. Bobby Tarantino.
Yeah.
Favorite movie of all time.
I've got a few.
What was the first thing that came
for?
First doesn't have to be your answer. What was the first thing that came to mind then?
Probably like Remember the Titans.
So good. Anything with Denzel is?
Yeah, far out. Like I'd never we never really watched him, but like Equalizer, like
Bro,
Training Day, far out.
This is a good sign of a good actor, in my opinion. If you imagine someone else in the role that he played, the movie would be average. But because he plays that role, he makes the fucking movie good.
Intensity,
American Gangster. Have you seen John Q?
Nah,
bro. I mean, you're gonna cry 100%. Like it's fucking heavy.
He's so good, man.
Bro, watch John Q.
Yeah.
Denzel Washington. Fucking Oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's great.
I'll probably have to chuck Boy in there just because I'm Kiwi. Have you seen Boy?
Yeah, I've seen like I know that it is a cultural kind of icon in New Zealand, but I haven't actually seen it. I've seen like little clips of it and that.
Yeah, it's just relatable for most people from back home.
Well, that's the funny thing is when I went to New Zealand, like before I went to New Zealand, I was like, why are all the fucking Islander boys laughing about this shit? Like, it's not funny. Yeah. And then I went to New Zealand,
and it's just that's who we are.
Yeah. But I understood the humour. Whereas before I went, I was like, I don't understand why that's funny. Like, not that I would sit there and like be like, "Hey boys, stop fucking laughing at that." But do you know what I mean? It's like sometimes maybe before you got to hear some Aussie humour, you might be like, "I don't get why that's funny."
I like even just like little like people like we say like example like dickhead, like we say dickhead and they say dickhead over here. Like it was like, what are you saying? Like,
it's a little
why are you saying it like that? So normal, like just little shit like that. Yeah.
And so when I went over, like let's say the Boy came out before I went over there. I would be like, I don't understand why that's funny. Yeah. But once I went over there, it's funny to me now.
Yeah,
I get the reason.
Yeah,
I get the reason.
It's a different kind of humor.
Absolutely. But I get it now. Yeah. I've experienced it. I understand why it's funny. I understand it. Anyway, so it's interesting how that was what I really did enjoy about going to New Zealand was experiencing that culture.
Yeah.
And the raw version of it, not the because like sometimes I feel like a lot of the Polynesian boys when they do come over here, it's hard because they're still a bit in their shell because they're like, fuck, like this is not my hometown, like I'm the
you should have seen Fish when he come over, man.
Just didn't talk,
like like I don't know, have you spoken to him before? He mumbles a little bit and like he's got a deep voice.
Yeah.
No one could understand him. Like literally, I was like his. I'm not even joking. I was fresh as well, but I was like his translator. I'm not even Gino. You can ask him. He'll probably deny it. He would deny it, but. He just hated talking to people. Like, he rocking a training with his headphones on, wouldn't take them on until we were out in the field. Like, he just, I don't know, like, he's just real shy in that. But if you meet his parents, it's confusing because, like, they're really outgoing people. Like,
and they're talking that.
Yeah, they talk, like, real talkative. But you meet him and he's just like this. Like, he walked in, like, head down. Like.
It's a perfect example. Like, so, like, let's say I met him. I'd be like, man, Fish is a dick. Like, he doesn't talk to me, real arrogant, But it's actually him.
It's just him. It's not him being anything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's not trying to be. He actually doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to be a dick. He doesn't want to have the experience of like you not understanding and And it's weird how like everyone has their own reasons for whatever they're doing. Usually, unless they're just a fucking dick. But
he's grown so much. Like, he's got a partner and baby now, and that's probably why.
Bro, when I first come into fucking first grade, I didn't talk to anyone, and they thought
the same thing.
The same thing. I just didn't want to disrespect anyone. Like I just didn't want to disrespect anyone. That was honestly my whole fucking thing. Was like, you're like I don't even know anyone here because like you know like as you come through you know the guys in the grade. Yeah. Whereas I played soccer.
Exactly. You come in right at the top, like just
at
before.
Broncos as well. Like this is 2000. Fuck, they won the premiership, bro.
6A.
Yeah, 2006. So I come in 2005. So they're just about to, and like this is when they got the best of the best from the country. All the young guys were at the Broncos, and I come in just.
Like, Izzy was there as well.
He came later, but I was there when Izzy was there. I played outside him. Fuck, he's so good, bro. Gun, man. His last year before he left, he was the NRL top try scorer, and no one even talked about it because he was so fucking good.
I wish he could come back, man.
Yeah,
that's a whole other can.
That's a whole other can of worms. I think it's more to do with like the worry of sponsorship being lost. I honestly think it's that. I think if they had a guaranteed, I think if they had a guaranteed income, like let's say no matter what they're getting that money, I think he'd be fine. I mean, I don't agree with what he said, but like it's his opinion, so it's okay to have that. It's crazy.
Yeah, we could get right onto that.
Yeah. Fucking, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, so I'd play the name game. I'll say someone's name. It's an NRL player.
Yeah, we got the first thing that pops in.
First thing that pops in your head.
Holy heck.
And it can be...
Anything.
And you can redo it if you want to redo it.
Yeah, I don't want to put anyone on the Gronk.
Stacey Jones.
Little General.
Monty Beaton.
Brawler.
Bro... He's like so. I've just spoken to him on social media. He's so nice. I know. He's a maniac.
I've met him. Yeah, I know on the field, man. Any little thing he puts his head just goes.
I wonder. I always look at guys like that and like, how would they go in today's game? Yeah, do you know what I mean? Because like,
sitting on the sideline most of the game.
Yeah, exactly. But like, he's the kind of guy that he didn't like. If it was just like it's either on or it's not on.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
No push or shove.
Yeah, there's none of this shit. He's like, bro, if you want to go, we're just going to
straight away. Yeah, straight into it. Yeah, exactly.
And he could throw him too, which made it even worse.
And he wasn't big, man.
Bro,
like, he'd be what 92, 93 kgs, man. And he's throwing down like front rows.
And like some of the bit like Webke in that, like fucking hell.
He just didn't care.
He was like one of the most feared guys in the NRL at 92 kilos.
Exactly my point. Like he just
crazy.
Literally just like a switch, eh?
Manu Vatuvei.
Try scorer.
Darren Lockyer.
Gun.
Andrew Johns.
Goat.
Goat. Period.
I've got a few goats.
Goats.
Everyone's got a few
You know,
goats.
it's funny. It's like whenever I do this, someone says goat, and I'll say goat, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, nah. He's a hard one. I'd just say the face of Knights.
Yeah, he's just footy to me. He's just footy. Like, he's the epitome of footy.
Like I feel like Stacey Jones was my because he was from back home, and he's kind of from up where we're from as well. So like he's relatable. So like that's why he was like everything to us. Yeah, because we're Kiwi as well. So
a lot of, I mean, when I put up discussions of like who's the greatest of all time, a lot of the Kiwis, Stacey Jones gets overlooked, and it's true that he actually came back to Warriors when I was there.
Yeah.
Fuck, I can't believe that.
How old was he when he came? He was quite.
I don't know. He would have been. Fuck, he would have been like 35 or something.
He was quite old, and he was playing well too.
Yeah, I just, like you get these moments in your life, and you don't appreciate them when they happen. And I look back now, I'm like, bro, I got to play with Darren Lockyer and Stacey Jones. Like, fucking, that's are you crazy, serious? Yeah. I fucking didn't even watch footy growing up, and I got to play with them. Like how, and I was like not appreciative of it at the time. And you look back and you're like, man, I'm so young and dumb. Okay, Brad Fittler.
New South Wales coach.
Samuel Burgess.
Pommy.
Chance Nickel Clockstad.
Feet.
Wax. Tuivasa-Sheck.
Ankle breaker, man.
Bro.
Far up.
His footwork is fucking
insane,
crazy.
man.
I honestly reckon, like, don't get me wrong, I'm a massive Ponga fan. Like, fucking think he's a superstar. But I genuinely believe that Roger Tuivasa-Sheck has the best feet to ever play the game, period.
Yeah, but I feel like one thing, like with the whole James Tedesco and Roger Tuivasa-Sheck like debacle, like I feel like I'll always go with Rog because you don't like one thing that's underrated from him is the amount of tries he stops.
That's true.
Like he's I think last year was probably his better year, but like even this year he stopped so many tries, man. Like they always go off attacking stats, but imagine like all the tries that.
Yeah, I'd love to see his defending stats. I wonder how you could like.
Yeah, if you could pick it up like a try, like try saves or whatever. Yeah.
He like every run, man. Like he's beaten the first defender, and even if they know it's coming, he's just
go game like it's left.
Fuck, he's so good, man. I hope for his career that the Warriors do go well, so that people can see
how good he can really be.
Like, can you imagine him on front of a? I mean, we saw him when he was at the Roosters. Like, he was crazy. He was doing like fucking mad.
It's crazy to like how much movement's happened since like that. Eh?
Bro, imagine seeing him in a Roosters jersey again. How weird that would be.
Or like Teddy going back to Tigers, man. Like, that's what I mean. Like no one, like everyone's like he's a Rooster now, but like he was at the Tigers, man.
Yeah, bro, I still get messages from Tigers fans. Like, you know Brown Cardigan.
Eh?
You know Brown Cardigan, the Instagram.
Yeah.
So he's a Tigers fan.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, we just joke, but he's like, bro, still filthy about Tedesco. Yeah, all right. Thank you so much for coming on, brother. I appreciate it. And yeah, I hope the doggies go well next year. It's interesting, man. Like I feel like with the Raiders making the finals, there's a lot of movement. You know, the Broncos, we don't know what's going to happen next year. The Eels, the way they bowed out, we don't know what's going to happen. So, like, I feel like... And you know, the Storm, they bounced out in the semi-finals. They got beaten by the Raiders. They bounced out 2 losses in a row. So, I feel like it's a very open competition going into next year. Obviously, the Roosters and Storm will be there, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. There's always, like, Raiders, like, halfway through the year was probably the dark horse, and they lived up to it. Like,
yeah, it's true.
They've actually shown that. Like man, I actually thought Manly were going to go really well, and then obviously
lost Tommy.
Yeah,
they keep Tommy very different, I reckon.
100%. I think they still done well without him too. Like
an oath, man.
And even like Roosters, like without what's his name, Friend, like
that
was just playing
they
well.
Had no Cordner as well for ages.
Exactly, man.
Like
it's just a culture. Like, doesn't matter who comes in. Like that's what most teams like need to notice is like if you're like just be ready. Your time's going to come, and when you come, like Bill it's going to be hard to drop him now because he's. Just done a job for so long.
I don't think they will, man. I don't think they will because he's only played 5 games this year, friend.
Yeah, true that.
Like, so, like, how can you and
you got to put him on the bench? Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, you got to put him on the bench and then drop someone else. Like,
it's so tough.
I know. Like they got like Radley. If someone does something does happen, he can play. But
like, Friend's a club legend. Like, you know what I mean.
And like, you want him to win like another premiership.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like it's up to them. We'll leave it up to them.
Yeah. Cool. I'm going to call Trent up. Bro, this is what you should do.
Ask him, What's happening? What's going on?
Yeah, thanks for coming on, brother. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having us, and thanks for all the work you do for all the boys.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you. Boom.
Just a bloke in a bar. Just a bloke in a bar.